Are you looking to get more traffic to your online store? In this video, we're going to give you a few tips in how you can increase the organic traffic to your online store through Google and YouTube and what you need to do. Hi, I'm Karen from Online Business Ideas. And as I've just said, in this video, we're going to give you a few tips on the SEO of what you need to do when it comes to your listing and how you can actually get your store up through the rankings and hopefully to get you on the first page of Google. One of the things that we all know is e-commerce is extremely competitive. And if you don't have a great listing with great images and a good description, it's really hard to actually get people onto your store, let alone buy. So one thing is, how can you make yourself stand out more? And how can you generate traffic, organic traffic to your store? One of the first things that you need to do is check that you've done your keyword research. Now, this could be whether you've got an old listing, an old product that's actually currently on your store, or something that's new that's coming out and you want to promote it. Make sure you've got the right keywords. And what I mean by keywords are the words that people would search for on Google. So if I was looking at, I wanted a vacuum cleaner, make sure that I have all of the keywords that are relevant to that product, to that vacuum cleaner. So when I'm typing in there, I'm giving my listing the best possible chance to come up. Also, when you do your keyword research, make sure that it's in the title and the description. Don't go stuffing, like 50 keywords all to do with vacuums in there, because it won't look right. It won't flow, and when people read it, it'll be just a bit of a muddle. And Google can actually see all of this. They crawl our sites and they'll actually see this, and they'll see that you've just jammed 50 of the top keywords to do with that product or to do with vacuums in this example, and that will actually come against you. So make sure when you write your titles and your descriptions that they flow and they make sense. So one of the first things that I'd do is I'd go onto Google and I'd actually check out what my competitors are doing and what are the keywords that I need to be using. So I'm going to use the example of vacuum cleaner. So if I was going to go and do my keyword research on vacuum cleaner, I'd go into Google. One of the things that I would actually do is download a Chrome extension called Ubersuggest. Now this is it's a brilliant tool that's free that you can put onto your computer, and it'll actually bring up all of the rankings for those keywords. And as you can see, I've currently got Ubersuggest on my computer. And here it's brought up a lot of the keywords. So this is actually doing a lot of my homework for me and showing me what the search volume is for different keywords. So depending upon the product that I'm selling, so if I was selling a vacuum cleaner for a car, that's got a very, very high search volume for it each month. And it actually goes through all of the different keywords that can come up. Now, as you can see, vacuum cleaner has a monthly search term of over 200,000. So this is a pretty high, would be a very hard one to actually rank for right out of the gate. So this is when you start to go, well, what other things would people be looking for? So one of the things that you can do when you're actually searching in the search bar is have your main product keyword there. So in this case, it's vacuum cleaner. And I'd actually go through the alphabet and see what comes up. So if we pressed A, are there any keywords there that would be relevant? So vacuum cleaner accessories, that's one thing that I could put on my list. And then I'd go through the alphabet, B, bags, and bagless, brands, anything, the best. And these are things that I'd actually start to compile a list so that I know when I'm actually doing my description and my title, I can refer back to this list and I can actually incorporate these into my title and my description and my meta description. So if you're not 100% sure what I mean, this is just a small screenshot that I've taken off Google, and it was the first ranking that came up for vacuum cleaner. I think it was vacuum cleaner bags. And this is what I mean by the title. Make sure you have your keywords in your title and also in your meta description. And as you can see, these are slightly highlighted. So where it's got vacuum cleaner, it's slightly highlighted. That's what that listing has actually come up for in the rankings. So that's why it's important that you have these things not only in your title, your meta description, and your product description on your actual listing page. Because if someone's typing into Google, this is what Google is going to read the listing as, and this is who they're going to bring up in front of the customers. Other things that you need to look at when you're wanting to build the SEO on your e-commerce store is make sure you have great images. If you can use video, put that into your listing also. Depending upon the site, upon what you're built on, you may or may not be able to do it. And the one thing you do need to do with both your images and your videos, make sure you tag them. And what I mean by that is before you actually upload them onto your store, onto the platform that your store's on, make sure that you've gone in and you've tagged the video and the image. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by this, I've actually created a video previously. I'll leave the link down below so you can actually see it. Because what you can actually do is you can, if you've ever gone onto Google and you've gone onto Google Images and say you're looking at a certain type of vacuum cleaner, you'll have all of these vacuum cleaners, all of those images have been tagged. Now, if you're not doing that, you're actually missing out on another way of people finding your product organically. And you can actually rank those videos and those images onto the first page of Google. So not only will you get your video about, say, your actual product on YouTube, you can get it on Google and Google Images. So by presenting your product the right way, you're starting to build a rapport with your new customers, and hopefully they'll actually in turn buy from you. Also, one thing that I've noticed is that you need to update your pages on a regular basis, and that means maybe swapping out images, putting a new video in, or even just going in and changing the description. Not one or two words, but say putting in paragraphs and upgrading it on a regular basis. Because this is one thing, when Google's crawling your site, they'll actually see this and see that it's updated, it's new information, and they'll rank it again, and hopefully it's going to go higher up in the rankings. And lastly, is your e-commerce store mobile friendly? If it's not, this is going to come against you. Google won't be able to deliver your pages if they download slow, or the images are too big and they take too long to download. This is something that they won't like. The user doesn't have a good experience with the store, so they may click onto it. It's not loading quickly and they'll click straight off. And Google sees all of this and they'll just push your listing down the bottom of the rankings. So this is the site that you can go to check if your site is mobile friendly. All you need to do is put your URL address in the search bar, press enter, and it'll give you the details how you actually fare. Just to recap, these are a few things that you can do to help increase the organic traffic to your e-commerce store. Make sure you've done your keyword research for your titles, your description, and your meta description. And make sure these keywords are in those three things. Also, I suggest putting Ubersuggest onto your computer. It does the heavy lifting when it comes to your keyword research. I also recommend making sure that your videos and your images are tagged prior to going onto your store. So if you've already got certain images on your store, you may need to take them off. Make sure you tag them the correct way, and then you can re-upload them back onto your store. And also, one thing is, make sure the images aren't too big, because if you've got a massive big file and you've got 10 of these images on there, that'll actually cause your speed of your website to actually slow down. And that's one thing that Google will see. And if people don't like to wait, because we're impatient now, we want things within seconds or milliseconds, they may click off, and this can actually cause you a bad bounce rate. And lastly, make sure your site is mobile friendly. I hope you've enjoyed the few things that I've shown you today. If you've liked what you've seen, please give us a thumbs up, and also subscribe to our channel, and make sure you hit the little bell notification button below so we can let you know of future things that are happening at Online Business Ideas. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.